Charlie, help me.
Help
me, Charlie.
You're coming to the wrong guy. Look,
No!
again, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. But this is bottom row for me. This is we got
Bottom row is not that bad. It's not that bad.
Oh, guys.
There's so many hard. There's going to be a lot of hard choices.
This is it, the culmination of 5 weeks of Talk Punch as we are ranking the top 9 of the MCU. And this is through all of July, we've been ranking all of the MCU movies. So we're finally getting to that top tier. All right, this is Talk Punch. Thank you so much to both our audio podcast listeners and our YouTube viewers for joining us. I'm Brody. I'm joined by Tudong Dylan.
Hey!
And the ebony maw of these children of Thanos, or Black Order.
Yeah.
Charlie Hickman.
I guess if you had to make me a Thanos kid, that's a good one to beat.
Well, Dylan would definitely be Corvus Glaive.
He's the big guy, right?
No. That's Cull Obsidian. No, that's Cull Obsidian. I think I would be Cull Obsidian. I think you would be Corvus Glaive. I think Corvus Glaive was the one that really liked killing people.
Oh, and that tracks. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
All right. Well, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more of us, we do have a Patreon where you can go get exclusive content about topics you will not hear on this main channel. You can find more information on that in the description below. And if you haven't already, we'd love it if you subscribed and hit the notification bell so you can come back here every Wednesday to hang out with us and have some fun, because the fun is going to be had, folks. This is it. We've been building to this, and we're finally doing these top 9 movies. There's going to be a lot of arguing. If you haven't watched any of the previous episodes, make sure you go back and watch those. You can watch the past 4, I believe, because we initially put them into buckets of 8, and we've just been working our way up to these top, and this one's going to be a top 9. But that's just how it works out when you have 33 movies. All right. How are you guys feeling about this? You looking forward to this? You excited about this?
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is always I love a good barroom Denny's style argument that doesn't really have a right answer, but everyone feels very strongly about their opinions. As people who have watched our previous episodes and screamed at us through their various devices probably know.
Yeah.
Should be fun tonight, but this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be real hard. I have changed my personal rankings on this 6 or 7 times. So,
yeah, I know. I did my personal ranking before we started all this, and I don't remember what it was, but I know I love all these movies. So
I actually didn't try to rank any of them except for the number 1, which I'm sure is not going to be number 1 thanks to Brody.
Oh,
hey, you never know.
Brody's Brody on his personal rankings put whatever Dylan puts number 1, that's going number 9 for sure. It's the rule.
True. It's the rule.
Corvus.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump on over here. So, in the previous episodes, we've kind of been recapping what we've done so far, but because this is the top 1, we're going to wait till the end. You got to wait until the end of the episode, and we are going to recap all 33. To let you know what the final Talk Punch rankings are of the MCU. But for these top 9, let me go ahead and read those off. So we have The Avengers, the first one, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1, I guess it's just Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, these are good movies, guys. This is going to be
great
tough.
Movies.
This is going to be tough. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead, shuffle these up, and then they'll come out, and we'll rank them, and they're going to move all around, because these movies, previously online, we do other rankings too. So, sometimes things will come out, and we're just like, this is good. We feel good about this. But these Marvel ones, man, they come out, and they are moving all over the place. So, how are you guys feeling about the first Avengers?
Like the Matrix just had a deja vu here. I always liked the Avengers. I thought it was fantastic. I love seeing the build up to everybody. You see the movies. I mean, they did this absolutely right. A lot of people, for some reason, are calling, like, saying parts of it are boring. I don't know. I always can revisit this a lot, and it's a really fun movie. They start building into things, but lots and lots of fun. Just seeing them out there working together.
I remember very clearly sitting in the theater, and when Iron Man and Thor and Captain America standing in that forest, I just remember thinking to myself, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. And then you get to like that end tracking scene. That's great. It's just a wonderful scene to watch. So this one is full of nostalgia. Now, is it better than the other ones, or is my nostalgia meter just like going really high? Even though it's not that old. I mean, well, we're probably it's over 10 years old. It could still be nostalgia, right? I don't know. What's the cutoff for nostalgia?
I think it's the right word for the occasion, bro. Well done.
Okay. All right. So where are we thinking? Oh, Charlie, I didn't ask what are your thoughts on the first Avenger?
No, I appreciate that you skipped me and didn't want to hear my thoughts, because you guys we're probably going to be disagreeing on this one. I love it. It's a great movie. It is dripping with nostalgia. This is a bottom tier for me. This might actually be my 9.
Really?
This might be my 8 or 9. Yeah.
Wow.
Look, it was great. It was a culmination that of all these characters being introduced, and our first Avengers movie. We got 2 other Avengers movies on this list. We got a lot of great films in this list. This is not an insult to be the 9th best of 33 really fun movies in a wonderful cinematic universe. Not an insult, but you guys probably want this up at like 4 or 5, something like that.
I was like 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah, 5 or 6. Let's start it at 6, bro.
All right. Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
Starting at number 6. And we'll see. It may move. I don't know. Okay, next up, Captain America, Civil War. Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, this is a really good one. I remember watching it in theaters.
This is top 5. This has got to be in the
yeah.
Charlie's like, number 8.
No, this is top 5.
Really?
It's top 5. It's top 5, I guess. It's probably top 5 or 6. Above Avengers for sure.
Well, let's start it at 5 in that case.
I still remember, I'm going to point out something in every movie apparently. When the airport scene is happening, right? And Giant Man for the first time grows. I remember sitting there going, oh, and then at the same time, Paul Rudd goes, oh,
yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
That was great.
So good. So
the first time we see Spider-Man, first time we see Black Panther. I mean,
yeah. Oh,
you
Spider-Man.
see. Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie, no doubt. Yeah, I like it in the top row, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. All right.
Probably.
Next up.
So many good ones. Come on now.
Captain America, Winter Soldier. This one.
All right.
Now this one's good, but I mean,
what?
I would put it in between. I think Civil War is better than Winter Soldier.
What?
I would put it in between Civil War and Avengers. That's what I would do.
You like Winter Soldier more than Civil War?
I do.
No, I like Civil War. Yeah, you like Civil War. You like Winter Soldier more than Civil War? Wow.
Winter Soldier is like my probably number 2.
Oh wow. Oh geez.
Oh, bro.
This is gonna be tough.
No.
This one is so good. It's
really good, but a lot of things. I'm not saying that a lot of things don't make sense, because a lot of things don't make sense in any of these kinds of movies. But it really had some big revelations and big consequences, and it didn't exactly seem like a lot had happened in every other movie afterwards.
We got all the Hydra stuff. What are you talking about? Oh, the entire Hydra thing. We found out the Hydra had...
They'd planned that out. Yeah, we found that out. And then, we still kind of had S.H.I.E.L.D. and we still had, the Avengers. I guess we still had all of that. We had Avengers Age of Ultron after Civil War. So there's still Avengers there.
We got the introduction of Winter Soldier, so all the Bucky stuff came up. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, and then that led to Civil War.
Okay. All right. How high would you guys put this? Because I got to figure out
Put it
how
underneath
low
Civil War is where I would put it. I'd put it under Civil War and almost every other movie that comes out when we.
At like at number 5, and you push Civil War up?
I was thinking we push Avengers down.
Bro, come on.
There's a lot of good movies. Bro, if we want to push it up, we can always push it up.
Charlie,
it's a shame that they're coming.
Charlie, help me. Help me, Charlie.
You're coming to the wrong guy. Look,
No!
again, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. But this is bottom row for me. This is
Bottom row.
Bottom row is not that bad. It's not that bad.
Guys.
There's so many hard. There's going to be a lot of hard choices. I've got a feeling that we're all going to be very different in what we want to put in the top 4. And there's a certain franchise that I probably hold in a little bit higher affection than you guys do. And Captain America clearly is like Brody's like big time franchise.
It's a great franchise.
Dylan's here to be a little bit of a contrarian. Who knows? He's a wild man. He's a loose cannon.
That's true. Loose cannon, wild card. I can't agree with that.
Can we start it at number 3?
How about we start it at number 6? And that's being generous, by the way.
No way.
Why don't we start at 9?
No.
You're the only one who likes it more than Civil War, even.
Yeah, there's no way it's number 3. There's no possible way.
It's definitely better than Avengers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay, Charlie, above or below Civil War?
I probably put it below.
Son of a...
But like if you wanted to swap Civil War and Winter Soldier, I would not like be mad at that. So
this for the longest time was my favorite MCU movie.
Hey, Civil War for the longest time was my favorite like MCU movie.
And then you know what happened, Brody? Is they made a whole lot more movies after that. That was like 2016. It was Civil War. Excuse me, Winter Soldier was even earlier than that.
That's very true.
Okay, well, from one controversial thing to the next, now we have Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right, now see, this is unfair because now you're going to punish me. This is I love my Guardians. You're going to punish me. You're going to put this at 9, and I have no power to stop you.
It's not 9. No.
Yeah, it's maybe 8.
I mean, it's better than Avengers and both Captain America movies. I think we all agree on that.
No, I don't agree with that.
I think we can all agree on that.
I just said Winter Soldier is my number 2.
Civil War.
Yeah, but Guardians was your number 1, and I can respect that.
I could see the Guardians being better than Winter Soldier, but Civil War, I don't know. I mean, it's a great start to a great mini franchise inside of the MCU. It's very true.
All right,
what are you doing?
Dylan, where does Guardians fall for you? Right, like in between Civil War and Winter Soldier?
Sure.
No, like I'm actually asking.
I could see it. Okay, look, Civil War it really does pull on the heartstrings as soon as it starts. Like as soon as it starts, I was already in tears. There's a lot of visuals on here that are unbelievable. It's got some of the best visuals of all of this entire franchise. I was a caregiver, and like a lot of these, hey, it's street level stuff, it's Civil War, it's Avengers, all this stuff. But I mean, this is one of those where you're going through space and you're seeing all sorts of. I mean, why don't we start it at 5? I mean, starting it at 5 is fine. If we want to move it up, we can still move it up. If Charlie convinces us that it's better than Civil War, we can move it up further. But why don't we just throw it on there?
I gotta decide which one of my arguments I'm gonna try to save the most energy for. Because I don't want to wear you guys down too much, where you're gonna put all my movies in the bottom 4. Oh, look at Spider-Man film. This goes in the top. We can all agree on that, right?
This was such a good movie. Yeah, gosh, this is so
really
good. it's got the nostalgia because you got the old Spider-Man and the old Spider-Man villains. You got you got Doctor Octopus. You've got all like Sandman. You've got all of these guys, and some of them it didn't make any sense, like Lizard. But I mean, like Green Goblin is excellent. Excellent. This is easily, I'd say, like by far the best Spider-Man movie in the MCU.
Oh, you think even better than Homecoming?
I think it is too. Yeah, it's such it's a great blend of, you get the nostalgia that you love, that little nostalgia drug. You get resolution to like, really sad Andrew Garfield Spider-Man stuff. We get it's got humor, emotion. It's got all this good stuff, man. It was a really fun watch. Brody, you hate all of the MCU Spider-Man movies. Where are you putting this?
Where would you put this one?
I don't know where I'd put this one. Okay, I walked out of this like on cloud 9. I was like, this is probably the greatest Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. And I reflect now. I don't know if I've cooled off. I feel like I gotta watch this again.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I agree. I think it could be in the top 5. Better than above or below Civil War is where I'm struggling.
It's easy for me, and that would be above.
Yeah,
and that may be an unpopular opinion on this podcast, but it's tough. But I mean, I got to agree with that. I love Spider-Man, and it's just like maybe I know I'm very unique. I am one of the few people that really care for the character Spider-Man from Marvel. I know not a lot of people have heard of the character or ever watched it, but come on, Spider-Man's been a part of our lives through comics, cartoons, and movies since we were kids. And to see the movies done so well after after the Andrew Garfield movie, this is done, and then we thought, he's never coming to Marvel. The MCU is so great. We're not going to get Spider-Man in the MCU, and then we get Homecoming finally, and it's like, wow, this is Holland is fantastic. These are fantastic, and just keep building, and then they build this, and this shouldn't work. This movie, I was so nervous to watch. I mean, that sounds really dramatic, but I'm worried this is going to be terrible. Like, they are not going to stick the landing on this. It's going to be just, I'm going to hate it. And it was at a time where it's not like the MCU was it wasn't like big home run after home run. And man, they stuck it real good. It was such a great I don't know, just to tie up so many of those loose ends and see some of those characters again. I just loved it. It's fun. This is one that I've watched multiple times. It's one that this is one I'll put on with my family. And I'm a family man now. I'm not going to go, hey kids, let's go watch 3 hours of Civil War together. But I'll be like, hey, let's watch a couple hours of Spider-Man. And it's just more, it fits my lifestyle more now, which doesn't mean it's a better movie. I get it, but that's where I'm coming from.
Because this one came out right after Endgame? Am I correct about that? No?
Yeah, you're right. It did come out after Endgame.
Not right after.
Oh, no. It wasn't the next movie after, that's true.
I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home was 2021 and Endgame was 2019, so I mean,
so there was a couple. Okay. All
right.
Okay,
Spider-Man Far From Home was 2019.
Right.
So
okay. Yeah, and that was because that was right after.
That was the one that came right after Endgame.
Right. That was right after Endgame,
or right before Endgame. One of those. It was the same year as Endgame. So. Before, right after.
So maybe that came out right after Endgame.
We knew it was coming, and so then we knew Spider-Man was going to be unblipped.
Yeah,
we were
dealing with the blip.
He dissolved in Infinity War, but he's got his own movie. Although that didn't work out so well for Black Widow, but hey.
Okay. Speaking of Black Widow, next we have Avengers: Infinity War.
All right, now I've got to say this. This is my by far number one. I love this movie. All of these characters are in there. We see them teaming up characters, like we see the Guardians interacting with some of the Avengers. They're fighting each other. They're not fighting each other. They're working together. They got plans. I love the character of Thanos in this. I loved the Battle of Titan. I loved it. There's parts of this movie I mean, just like sometimes, like the scene at the very end when it's the last person before he gets to Wanda and Vision was Captain America. Everybody else has been laid out, and he's doing his best not to kill people. He's like, I'm not trying to kill anybody here, like he is in Endgame. But in this, he's just like, just get out of my way. I'm not trying to, like, this is ridiculous. Oh, Groot's putting like twigs on me. I'm just gonna break through it. Captain America, though, grabs his hand after his shields have been destroyed. He holds on it. And you even see Thanos like, what? And he's reaching down there, and Captain America is holding his ground. He knows he's going to lose. He doesn't care. He's still holding it right there. Or I mean, like, even the part when he first gets to Titan, you see Doctor Strange, and he's like, I think you'll find our will equal to yours. He's like, our? And I was like, oh, they smash him. These are just moments that are absolutely some of my favorites right here. When they fight him on Titan, I thought it was excellent. Idiot. I would say this: the dumbest thing. People are like, "Oh, Star-Lord screwed up by hitting him in the face." Yeah, that was really stupid. He was in the moment, but it doesn't in any way equal the stupidity of Gamora, where she's like, "Wow, there's no way we can stop him. So what we need to do is go right to him." By the way, if he gets his hands on me, you're gonna have to kill me because, otherwise the entire freaking universe, half of it's destroyed. But don't worry about it. It's fine. She could have just been like, you know what? We're gonna go to some other planet. He's never gonna get this because he's never gonna know where I am. He was counting on her to come over. That's how stupid Gamora was in this. He was counting on it. He said so. She's like, you knew I'd come. And he's like, I was counting on it. If you went someplace else, there's no way I'd get the Infinity Stone. And she's like, yeah, well, he counted on her stupidity.
So this is your number one, then?
This is still my number one.
Even that, it's really like your number one. Yeah. It sounds like you're pointing out that there's a lot of wonderful moments, but then also plenty of like poorly written plot holes.
No, you know what? It makes me want to put Guardians lower on the list, is what it is.
Oh.
Well, this is Brody's 9, so let's discuss.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Brody.
It's not my number 9. Why would you say that?
Because you said before that whatever Dylan put at number 1, you were going to put at the bottom.
That's true.
I didn't say that. You said that. You
actually put that in writing, bro. We got your signature.
Someone said it. It was said. That's all I know. All right, where do you have this, Brody, on your personal rankings?
I don't remember what my personal rankings are now.
Unbelievable.
I'd probably, with the current list, I'd probably put it at number 2.
I can live with 2 because I'm shocked it's not actually 9. I'm flabbergasted he just said 2. Flabbergasted.
2, yeah, 2. Oh, but then Spider-Man No Way Home is really good.
It is really good. That's the problem here. They just keep coming. That's every pull is a good movie.
I know all of these are so good. That's why this is so hard.
Yeah, this.
So I'm at like 2 or 3. Charlie, where are you? Dylan's at number 1.
Look, I know it's popular to tease Dylan about putting this low, and I do have this one above Avengers. I think it's a better movie than Avengers. I have this above Winter Soldier. I have probably that's where I put it. But and Civil War. I have Guardians above Civil War. Look, I like the Spider-Mans and the Guardians. Like, those are the ones that I'm going to advocate for. I really thought this was a great movie. It's a great movie. And if I strip away my personal preferences and feelings about what I like rewatching and like kind of like the niche of the MCU that I enjoy the most, this probably belongs in the top 2 with Endgame. It's just not like a very exciting choice. I'd probably put Spider-Man at 2. This one could be, you could talk me into really any of the top 6 slots for this, and I would probably be like, yeah. There's some really terrific moments, but yeah, there was some plot holes, and it kind of set up some. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite way to end this storyline, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But
it didn't end the storyline. But Charlie, this has Spider-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy in it. It's got your
That's
two
true.
favorite
No, that's
things
actually
in
very
one.
true.
But my least favorite Guardians are Guardians that are interacting with the rest of the MCU. Like that's my least favorite Guardians. Guardians in their standalone movies, love them. Did you enjoy Thor: Love and Thunder?
No.
Were the Guardians really in that a lot? Because
they were in it enough. I'm just saying, whenever they show up, it's not great. They feel out of place. It's like, oh, what are they doing here?
I mean, Captain America wasn't in it, so
that's true. Captain America was definitely not in it.
I'm just saying, like putting Guardians in it isn't going to raise it necessarily for me. If anything, it should raise it for Charlie because Charlie loves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't like them.
Not when they were interacting.
I don't like them in I didn't care for the way that storyline was written. Dylan pointed out a lot of the things that he and I have gone back and forth about, some of our complaints about some of the endings here, and it does kind of fall a little bit on it leaves a bad taste in your mouth with the Guardians. They weren't really guarding. They didn't do a good job of guarding the galaxy.
That's true. I mean, Star-Lord screwed up majorly. Gamora is a complete idiot in this. The only one who does anything really great is actually my favorite, and that's Rocket. I love Rocket in this. I love Rocket in all of these movies.
Yeah, give Rocket his own franchise. Let's just.
All right, so where are we dropping this?
Well, bro, you've heard our opinions, so where do you settle on this?
I don't know.
As the controller of the placements.
Yeah, we can't put it there for you. Trust me, if we could, we would.
So Dylan wants it at number 1. Charlie would be like number 5.
4, maybe? Maybe move Civil War down?
If we move Civil War down, that's going to push Guardians into.
Oh no,
6.
we would just flip flop them, and then so we put Civil War at 6, push everything else down, put Endgame up. Beautiful thing.
I'm gonna for now. This is just a temporary thing. I'm dropping it at number 2.
I'm comfortable with that for now.
I think it could.
I'm happy that it's on the top tier. To be completely honest.
I think it should be on the top tier. It's a top tier movie. All right. Next up, Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, this one blew my mind because it was so good.
It was really good.
And Vulture and Michael Keaton's Vulture was so good. Like Michael Keaton's Vulture is like top tier Marvel MCU villain.
Yeah.
He was terrifying. Come on, Tudong. You love Michael Keaton.
I do. I was just kind of like, I'm just surprised because Tom Holland, it's really interesting. And I mean, it's really good acting. I don't kind of understand, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, like he's intimidated by Michael Keaton. He gets like trashed from Happy Hogan. I don't understand why he's such a jerk to Spider-Man. Again, we said with the last time we dealt with the Spider-Man movies. If I was Spider-Man, I'd pull Happy Hogan and be like, I can just crush your face right now. Give me some respect. I'm going to throw you out this window. And the same thing with the Vulture. He really could have just kind of been like, I'm going to reach out right here. I'm going to pull you close. I'm going to throw you right out the window. It's a testament to Michael Keaton's acting that he still was. You were like, he could crush him right now, and he's just like, "I'm gonna kill you," and you're still just like,
He was with
probably
his daughter.
wouldn't.
He's trying not to traumatize his daughter.
So, well, like it's a good movie. It's a very good movie. Michael Keaton is fantastic. It's hard. It's really hard to kind of space these out. For me, this is certainly above Avengers. I probably have this above Winter Soldier. I probably have this above Civil War. And I'm probably going to not get that conclusion. So happy to have this at least above Avengers, right? Come on.
Hey, we can always put it at number 5 and push Guardians down.
Well, it's definitely above Avengers. Okay.
You don't think it's above Winter Soldier?
It's below Winter Soldier for me, but it's above it for both of you.
What's your 9, bro? So we have like one left, and it's going to be what?
I don't remember.
We have Endgame and Ragnarok.
Oh yeah.
They're both.
So
really
what's your?
Good.
I know they're fantastic. So right now, what's your 9?
Maybe
do we need to leave that open?
Maybe Avengers is my number 9.
I see. Not so crazy when I said it. Not so crazy.
Okay. Homecoming is above Winter Soldier for both of you?
If you wanted to put it below Winter Soldier, I wouldn't like go to the mattresses for it. That's fine.
No, I'm just trying to like see if I get outvoted, it's fine, right? Like we're still, it's really high for me, right? So, but like,
Winter Soldier is a really good movie, and it's just a very different kind of movie, and so
yeah.
Which is why I love it.
The part of the problem with this list is that we're kind of like splitting hairs, and it makes it feel like we're insulting movies, but really it's just like it's really, I know it's hard. I keep saying that, but whatever. It's top, man. It's top.
Okay, but Homecoming is above Winter Soldier for both of you. It is for Charlie. Dylan, yeah, it is for you, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna move it down.
Poor Brody.
Okay. Homecoming above Guardians.
I mean, not for me. I like Guardians.
Yeah.
But if people put it above Guardians, that's hey, I win either way. These are both great. 2 Spider-Man in the top 5. Can't go wrong.
Okay. Avengers Endgame.
9. Let's get spicy. Come on.
Yeah, spicy. Number one.
No, that's so boring. Spice it up.
Yeah, you can't have Endgame at number 1, bro.
What?
Just
Why
cannot. Because, first of all, they have to do a time heist. That's first of all right there. 5 years later. Unbelievable. Why didn't they just sit there and say, hey, right before, Thanos got chopped in his chest by Stormbreaker? I don't know if anybody realizes this, but all the stones are right there. They could have come in, yoink, and come right out. I'll be very honest. I very much disliked the whole Black Widow has to sacrifice herself. I thought that was terrible. And then when they had, people are like, okay, it's condescending when they had all of the female characters show up at once magically.
My daughters loved it.
Hey, I didn't think that was bad at all. I thought there was nothing wrong with it. There's one thing wrong with it. Black Widow was not there. She should have been there. She deserved to be there. She was there from the beginning. Gamora, she was killed just like, in fact, exactly like Black Widow was killed. And yet, Gamora comes back, but Black Widow doesn't. They could have snapped and gotten her the same exact way, but they didn't do that. I felt that they really did Black Widow dirty in this movie. And I was just like a time heist, and then they go back, and we're not sure if they're coming back, and then after that, Thanos comes in. I always liked it when like Bruce Banner is like, hey, we'll bring all the stones back, and she's like, yeah, but you've got to win. They weren't fighting anything, actually. They were just bringing the stones and then snap. There wasn't a big battle that they were getting ready for. In fact, nobody was ready for a big battle. And it just kind of happened. That part I thought was really good.
But then we got Captain America versus Thanos, which is Captain America getting Mjolnir, which is
that was
the greatest moments ever.
Avengers Assemble.
And then we got this amazing fight between Captain America and Thanos that is so good. And then we get the portal scene, which is honestly one of my favorite sequences in movie history. And we get Captain America saying Avengers Assemble. We get the on your left. It made me cry. It made me cry when he said that.
Yeah.
I saw it in IMAX, and I was sitting there with just some tears.
I know this is going to end up being number 1, so I don't want to
not
beleaguer this point.
No, because it sounds like neither of you want it number 1.
No, I just want to clear the air because I get accused of being an Endgame hater, and I'm not. I think this contains probably the single best moments in the entire MCU, without a doubt. It gives us the best visuals and best emotional heartstring, comic fanboy fulfillment, just whatever across the board. Those moments that you're describing, Brody, are off the charts, and nothing we've talked about tonight can compete with those moments. But as a whole, I did not enjoy the Thor character. I did not enjoy the Black Widow sacrifice. I didn't enjoy that for 20, however many movies that built up to this moment where finally we get all of Earth greatest heroes together, and they just keep losing. And then eventually they kind of like survive long enough for Iron Man to snap his fingers and die, so that they can kind of like, whew, dodged a bullet there. Let's go back to defending the galaxy, and they're high-fiving like they just did something great. I don't like the way that the blip set up the next phase of the MCU, and they kind of like now we're caught in this quagmire of dealing with like the ramifications of this.
Sure.
So there's a lot of stuff that kind of left a little bit of like eating a delicious piece of corn, and then afterwards you just got a little bit in your teeth. And the corn was fantastic, and if all I think about is how good the corn was, that's wonderful. And then if I spend enough time with a toothpick in my mouth going, man, stupid piece of corn, get out of here, then I start to focus on a little bit of those details. I get a little bit picky, a little nitpicky, and it drives me a little bit nuts. That's all. But it's a fantastic movie. If you tell me this is number one, I say absolutely probably the best movie. If I said, okay, we're all getting together, no one's ever seen a Marvel movie, we're watching only one, it's probably a good one to watch, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Actually, you can't really do that because too much setup. But, you'd be like, let me tell you about what's happened already. Let me give you a little. You can't even show people this is like a one-off. I'm proving my own point here. But it is fantastic.
So where would it fall for you, Charlie? I've got the hiccups now.
Man, I might look. See, do you want me to put my personal list of like movies that I like, or is this like movies that I actually think are best? And those are different answers. Because if I'm watching these and I'm ranking them like on my personal preference, I've got the Spider-Mans, the Galaxy, Ragnarok, all of that is at the top. Because those are my jam. And I know that makes me like I'm the mark, I'm the fish. Like the comedic, like more lighthearted side of Marvel. But that's my jam right there. I like that. I have not rewatched Endgame as a whole. I've rewatched that scene, like where they assemble. Yeah. I've rewatched that many times, but as a whole movie, I have not put this on. I'm like, it's a Thursday night. The kids went to bed early. My wife's tired. I'm putting on Endgame, and I'm gonna watch the whole thing. It's just not so it just depends how you want me to answer that question. But I do think it's one of the best made and highest quality films that the MCU has done. So,
I mean, I agree with my mouth. When he snapped all of them away, when Iron Man did that, the first thing I thought to myself after I thought to myself, well, he's now clearly dead. The first thing I thought was that everybody else, like they already assembled all the stones and snapped everybody back.
Got a little robotic Dylan there.
We broke him. So that's a good still for him. That's a good still screen.
So okay, I guess I'm struggling with this now. To me, I'm thinking about this as like the best, right? Like we're putting the best movies forward. But like if I think it deserves to be in top 5, top 3, I think this is my number 1. But like if we want to put something else, above, like Charlie, what would you put higher, of Endgame or Infinity War?
I really liked Infinity War, but it's just kind of such a downer ending. I'd probably put Endgame above Infinity War, but not by much. And that could change tomorrow if you ask me. This is actually kind of fun. We can badmouth Infinity War while Dylan can't really talk, so we can just keep moving it lower, and he can't interject. He can just occasionally make a robot sound in the background. Meep more. He's Ultron's attacking him currently. He's like
yeah, right.
With the voice of James Spader to come do a voiceover for him. What's your 9, Brody? Man up, put a 9.
Oh, I think is Dylan back? He's moving. He's moving.
Just put Endgame 1. Put Endgame 1 for now, and then let's get 9 out here. Let's get to the real heart of this.
Dylan's back. Dylan's back.
Unbelievable. Since I was gone, you guys put it at number 1. Unbelievable, Brody. I can't believe you.
Don't cut out next time, bro.
Dylan, where would you put it? In the current list that we have right here, where would you put it?
I put it lower. I mean, like, this is a much more of a downer ending. And you guys didn't hear it because I had already like gone out this. Like when Iron Man snapped Thanos and all of his crew, they can be snapped back, just like everybody else got snapped back. He didn't kill him. In Infinity War, Thanos was coming over to Tony Stark. He had stabbed him in the gut. He was going to absolutely obliterate him. He was going to send different particles of Tony Stark to different ends of the Earth. He wasn't going to snap him because he could just get snapped back.
But
why couldn't Iron Man have like?
Where would you put the movie? Where would you put the movie?
I'd probably put it at number
Give me
6.
6. Whoa. Charlie, what number would you put it at in this current list?
In this current list, I put Spider-Man over Infinity War. I put Guardians over Civil War. Putting Ragnarok up in the top. And I put Endgame maybe like 4 in between some of those.
Ooh.
But I like it at 1. I mean, one is. I feel like 1 is the right answer, and that it's like then it's just kind of like outthinking yourself at some point.
Okay, well, we only have 1 left. Okay, so I think we need to have some shuffling. I think Avengers, because Ragnarok is not number 9. So
it's not.
Avengers, no. Yeah.
Thank you, Avengers. You were great. But as you guys said, more movies have come out.
9 out of like 33. That's pretty good.
Still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
Winter Soldier, it's way up there for me, but
it's a good movie. I'm underselling how much I like this movie.
As Talk Punch rankings go,
it's really good. It's really good.
It's fine.
It is really good. It's really good.
Move down. It's
Maybe what
we'll do is we'll put out some shorts of like our personal.
I'll just say, like, we've done some like pet peeve and stuff, like episodes like that. And if you guys have watched long enough, you'll know that one of my biggest pet peeves are like movie plots or TV show plots that are largely built around like misunderstandings and things that could be easily like cleaned up with like a conversation or two. And it does kind of get a little bit of like corn stuck in my teeth with this one and Civil War. That's just like, I feel like we could just have a conversation. Like we could just talk it through.
With which one?
A lot. Just like, it's like a lot of misunderstanding. Oh, he's bad. Oh, but he's really good. And it's just a lot of like that, like the
which movie are you talking
built
about?
Around Winter Soldier and Civil War. Both have that kind of element of like, oh, they're all these good guys that can't just, have a conversation and kind of work things out. It's got to like get heated and escalated. And we spent a whole movie kind of like circling back to where we started and making things worse by just simply not coming together, Brody. Can't we just come together? Still a great movie, but it's just like one of my personal little, but it's fantastic. But come on, is Bucky good? I don't know. It's like the people who don't like will they, won't they's.
Sure. All right, so we've got some big decisions to make here because we have Thor Ragnarok coming out. Charlie, what is Guardians your number 1?
No, not anymore. There was a time.
Is Ragnarok your number 1? There was a time.
No, I think Spider-Man No Way Home is probably my number 1.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which maybe that's recency bias, but like, man, I loved it. I loved it.
Because I like Guardians, but I think I'd probably put Ragnarok over Guardians.
Okay.
Dylan?
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I really thought Valkyrie was fantastic. Tessa Thomas was excellent. Jeff Goldblum, come on, Goldblum, he Goldbloomed it up.
Goldblum was great.
That's true. Oh, Grandmaster was so good. Okay.
And the Hulk was great. I mean, this was a really well done movie. You know what? Why don't you put Civil War to 5 and you put Ragnarok at 4?
Oh, feeling that.
Okay.
Poor Brody.
No, that's okay. It's okay. No, I really like Ragnarok. I think Ragnarok's really good. I knew that Ragnarok was gonna be in the top 5. Like it's just, it's really good.
It redid almost it's like a reissue of the character of Thor. I loved what they did with this character. They kind of overdid it with Love and Thunder, but I mean this was fantastic, and I feel like they were trying to do this in the original Thor movie. I liked that character. I thought it was really fun. Screwed up with the Dark World, but they came back strong with Ragnarok. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if Ragnarok is higher than No Way Home. I think for me, 4 might be the spot for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I think Thor at 4 has a nice ring to it.
Hey, if you took Endgame and just kind of took it off the table completely, then you've got Infinity War, and then you've got Spider-Man No Way Home, and then at number 2, and then you've got Ragnarok at number 3. That looks pretty good to me, as far as I'm concerned. This is good that I'm not in charge of moving these things around.
All right.
We'll definitely have to have our own list. That'll be fun to put out.
Yeah. Okay, so for official Talk Punch rankings, how are we feeling about this?
So I just want to throw this out here because things like Rotten Tomatoes, take them with a grain of salt. Sure. But when it does support your argument, it is important to bring it up whenever possible. Can you guess of these 9 movies, which has the highest audience score?
Oh yeah, Infinity War.
Probably Ragnarok, I would guess.
The highest
probably
by a wide margin. A wide margin is Spider-Man No Way Home with a 98% audience rating.
No Way Home.
It is also balanced with a 93% critics rating, making it the highest balanced MCU rated film. Now take that with a big old grain of salt. But
Sure.
Do you know what the critic score for Infinity War was? 85%. The lowest by far on our list.
Should No Way Home be higher than Infinity War?
But 92% audience score on Infinity War. Endgame, by the way, 90% audience score. Okay. So if we were doing this list by audience score, No Way Home would be number 1. Guardians of the Galaxy would be number 2. Infinity War number 3. Winter Soldier number 4. So everyone kind of is happy and unhappy. Then Endgame, and then Civil War with an 89%. Oh no, Avengers! I forgot about Avengers. Avengers has a 91% audience score and a 91% critic score. Endgame 94% critics, only 90% audience. So if we're doing audience rating, Endgame even below Avengers.
Interesting.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense. You're gonna kill off Black Widow,
big old grain of salt.
Okay.
I think it's really hard to pull off an ending like that. So,
yeah, I feel good about this. I feel good about this list. I know that hey, my Winter Soldier is at number 8. Give me a break.
You're right. We should switch it with Avengers.
No, refuse.
Is it too high?
Veto.
Vetoed.
No, I think we have Infinity War and Endgame right at the 1 and 2 slots, which I think works because that was the ultimate, to me, that was the ultimate MCU movie. It included everything. It included the entire universe, and kind of what everything was building to, really.
Yeah.
No Way Home, I think, is just a great because we get Spider-Man, we get kind of those sprinklings of the MCU with Doctor Strange, but then we kind of have that multiversal crossover with the other Spider-Man, which I think is
but we also got Matt Murdock. I mean, he wasn't Daredevil, but come on,
that's true.
Come on, you got Matt Murdock in there. That's fantastic. I loved seeing him in this with Spider-Man.
And I think that these are all great movies. I think that this
they really are.
Yeah, that's true. All of these.
Locking this in?
If you're unhappy with these, lock them in. And if you're unhappy with these rankings, just know that we are also all unhappy with these rankings. We're locking them in. No one's happy. Everyone loses. Lock it in.
Come now. It's not that.
It's hard, man. It's really much easier. It's much easier to rank movies when there's a wider disparity of quality between them.
Very true.
And I think we're all, we all enjoy things differently. And so we can come together. And,
that's true, buddy. It's true.
and build a list like this. So,
And if Guardians and Civil War and Spider-Man can all go into the bottom row, and Dylan can yet somehow get Infinity War at number 2, really, maybe one of us is happy at the end.
Charlie, you just said that Ragnarok is your number 1, and that's at number 4.
I didn't say Ragnarok. I said Spider-Man No Way Home was my number 1. I love Ragnarok.
He did say that.
No, that's right. Yours is number 3.
I'm just saying, we're both making sacrifice here, and I didn't see Dylan make a big sacrifice. He got one down to 2.
You know what?
He's trying to slide out of this and lock it in without us noticing.
Hey,
we know.
First off, I never said lock it in, although we should lock it in.
It's locked in. It's locked in.
All the other times, my like number 1 has always been like the last one on the list.
All right, you get it. You win this round. Dylan.
I'm like, I'll say nothing, but with Infinity War, come on.
All right, lock it in. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna lock this in. Okay, so let me quickly go through our ranking for these 9, and then we'll go through everything. So at number 9, we have Avengers, the first one. At number 8, Captain America Winter Soldier. Number 7, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 5, Captain America Civil War. Number 4, Thor Ragnarok. Number 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. And number 1, Avengers Endgame, because it made me cry. All right, so now let's hop, skip, and jump on over here for the full MCU ranking list. There it all is. Everything's locked in. Okay. Now, I say it's locked in. Is there anything that you're looking at that you're like, this was incorrect? Probably specifically like on the ends. I guess I'm looking at Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I'm wondering if those should swap.
The answer is yes. But I couldn't even get you guys to put Guardians at the top of the tier that it's in.
What do you think about that, Dylan? What do you think about Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 swapping?
Is that like Thor 1? That's in the
that's the first Thor. Yeah, we put Thor 1 in the upper middle. Like I like it, but I don't know that it's that high.
Did you switch them already? Because I'm like trying to see where they are. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, this is the order.
Yeah, swap them. Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna do that. Okay. I know it says locked in, but I unlocked it for that. All right. Is there anything else that is obviously too high, too low that we can make a quick edit? Maybe.
I mean, we could just, keep moving Guardians up. If we want to just every Guardians can just go up 1 slot right now.
Well, I'm just thinking about like the really obvious ones.
What you're thinking of is the Spider-Man Far From Home should be much lower on there. It probably should be in the bottom tier is what you're probably thinking.
Oh, man. I was kind of thinking Far From Home could go into the top tier, so I wouldn't mind swapping that and Avengers.
Just get all the Spider-Man movies.
No.
They're all really good.
They are all really good.
I cannot wait. We can have a podcast.
Really good.
My wife's like, oh, I really want to go back and watch a bunch of Jake Gyllenhaal stuff now that to see if he's screaming. You are actually inspiring people to want to see more Gyllenhaal because they're like, oh, now I got to check this out. And every time he yells, all the kids are playing this online now. Every time he yells, everyone takes a drink. So we get the. So we're gonna watch Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal on Apple TV. We'll have a podcast, and if he raises his voice, we will raise our glass. And it'll be a delightful experience. Move it up, Brody. You heard the man.
Okay. All right. We're locked in.
Okay.
I mean, No Way Home over Avengers?
Far
From Home. Far From Home over Avengers.
Your words, bro. Your words.
It's already above. No Way Home is above Avengers. All right. We're going to lock this in. I'm going to read these out. Okay. Bear with me because it's a lot. Okay. Let me take a quick sip of water here as I read off 33 movies and try to remember the numbers. Okay. At number 33, we have The Eternals. 32, Thor: The Dark World. 31, Ant-Man Quantumania. 30, Black Widow. 29, Captain Marvel. 28, Thor: Love and Thunder. 27, The Incredible Hulk. 26, The Marvels. 25, Iron Man 2. 24, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. 23, Wakanda Forever. 22, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 21, Avengers Age of Ultron. 20, Iron Man 3. 19, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. 18, Thor. 17, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 16, Shang-Chi. 16 or 15? Where am I?
16.
16?
Yeah.
16, Ant-Man. 15.
We're just subtracting one, but you're doing great.
I know. 15, Doctor Strange. 14, Captain America, the First Avenger. 13, Iron Man. 12, Black Panther. 11.
You messed up the numbers when you came back in.
Did I? Oh.
It's okay, though.
It's okay. 10 is No Way Home. Is Far From
Spider-Man
Home.
Far From Home. 9, Avengers. 8, Captain America Winter Soldier. 7, Spider-Man Homecoming. 6, Guardians of the Galaxy. 5, Civil War. 4, Thor Ragnarok. 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. 2, Avengers Infinity War. And number 1 is Avengers Endgame.
We're not mathematicians, folks. We're definitely not mathematicians.
It's hard to remember when you're saying all those words.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this
great,
is wrapping up all of July. So this has been 5 weeks of us talking MCU. So
take that, July.
I think we're going to take a little break from MCU. We'll have some other fun stuff coming up. Some lists, some drafts, some of that stuff as we kind of get back into some of our fun formats. But we wanted to do this in anticipation of Deadpool coming up because Deadpool is going to mix all this stuff up. Who knows what's going to happen to the MCU after Deadpool comes out? Nobody knows except Kevin Feige and Ryan Reynolds.
You guys watching this in theaters? Because I'm totally watching this in theaters.
I will.
Charlie's not going to watch it.
Won't.
Bro, okay, there we go.
I'm not familiar with the theater. What do you? Never heard of it.
You, sir, have performed on the theater, and you have gone to the theater. I've been there for both.
Oh, the theater. Yes. If we were doing Shakespeare, yes. Deadpool is not Shakespeare.
All right. You guys have anything else to add to this, or should we wrap up our MCU ranking?
Let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it up.
A lot of fun.
Charlie, take us home.
It's really hard to do these kind of lists with other people. If you've ever sat down in a room full of people and tried to pick a movie to watch on like a streaming service, or if you're old enough, gone to a Blockbuster with other people, getting a bunch of people in a room to agree on the quality of a film is tricky. And we did our best to agree, and we did not. So you let us know your thoughts. What are your top? You could do all 33. You could do your top 5. You could just give us your top 1. You could tell us the one movie that we had misranked the most. I was talking to someone who just absolutely loved Black Widow. They were dumbfounded that we had it in the bottom. I get it. We all like different things. Let us know. Let's have a nice conversation about it. Let's have some fun. It's fun to talk about this kind of stuff.
Yes.
The world is a very serious place, but we can be a little bit silly when we talk about the MCU. So let's talk together in the comments. We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. And below that beard is all the glory.
Yeah.
All right. Be nice in those comments, though. Bye. Avengers Assemble.